Welcome everyone, this is Jeff Walker. We're speaking to Jeff Murray today. Jeff is going to be presenting at our 9th annual Soft Tissue Therapy Conference in Sydney on the 7th and 8th of November. Fortunately we have Jeff for 2 sessions on the Saturday afternoon, and he'll be coming out to dinner with us on the Saturday night as well.
Looking forward to it.
Yes. Jeff, one of the questions that people have been asking, and I have been asked about it before, is the difference between Onsen Technique and muscle energy technique. What's the story there, mate?
Look, that's a great question, and I would love $1 for every time I've been asked it. When we hear the word onsen therapy, it makes me cringe because it doesn't conjure up any images in my mind other than relaxation, a spa, Japanese spa. And I wish Rich Phaigh could have called it structural integration or given it some fancy name that we could have really hung on to and put our teeth into. But the story goes like this. Rich Phaigh initially called it muscle energy technique. And of course, being an American, he set it up over there. But the osteopathy and chiropractic associations, they opposed it and took him to court and said, you can't call this technique muscle energy technique because we own it. So it went through the court, and the court said, yes, we find in favour of the Osteopathic Chiropractic Association, so Rich Phaigh couldn't use muscle energy. So he was in Japan, he was visiting a spa, and he thought, this is relaxing, it's pain-free, I'll call it onsen. So he called it onsen. But then it goes another level. The Osteopathic and Chiropractic Association came back again and said, not only can you not call it muscle energy, but it's a form of osteopathy, so you can't even use it. And so he took it through the courts and said, well, I don't do high velocity manipulation, and I have adapted it for massage therapists to use. And they found in favour of him. And so we now have this technique called onsen therapy technique. Unfortunately, it may not be the best name, but it's what he had to do in America.
Well, there'll be a lot of people very happy to hear that explanation, just so they can hang their hat on something, because it does seem to be some confusion with it.
Yeah.
Moving right along, we're really looking forward to your presentations. As you've presented at the Soft Tissue Therapy Conference over a number of years, and it was funny, after the end of the last Soft Tissue Conference, I heard Jimmy saying, wow, Jeff's workshop was really great. All the feedback's really good from the feedback forms, and unfortunately I thought he was talking about me. So
yeah, well, I paid him to say
it. So it was all you. And likewise, all the feedback is always, it's just close enough to 100% from everyone that's ever seen you. And people always come back and see you more than once, which is great too, it's a credit to you. So you've presented this material for many years now. At the end of the 2 workshops that you're going to be taking on the 7th and 8th, what are people going to take away from it? What will people learn from that sessions?
That's a good question. I think I want to keep it as hands-on as possible. I think we as soft tissue therapists are very tactile. I can stand up there and give a whole lot of anatomy and physiology and bore the living daylights out of everyone, or we can get in there and do some hands-on and actually visually see and feel things. So what I want to do, I want to take the new therapist into an area that they've probably never been exposed to before, and just allow them to see the power of palpation in this sacral area or palpation in the cervical area, and show them that they can actually find problems that they never thought possible. For the older therapists, the therapists that's been around a bit, help them to perfect their skills a little bit more. So I think it's got a two-way benefit. The older guys are going to perfect their skills a bit more, and we'll talk about stuff like that. And for the new therapists, we'll invite them into a whole new world that they probably never thought possible.
This is the sort of technique these people can use immediately. So whether they're a new therapist or an old therapist, it's going to plug straight into their system.
I think the beauty of it is they might be seeing things now and they're going, gee, I wonder what that is. So we're going to show them how to assess it, and then with that tool of assessment, they can decide, well, will I correct it, or will I refer on to someone who I know can correct it? But at least they'll have an answer instead of going, gee, I wonder what that is. So, I think being able to identify the dysfunction is very powerful. Whether they correct it themselves or they refer on to somebody who can correct it, then that's another area.
All right, fantastic. All right, Jeff, we wanted to keep this short and sweet, just because there were a couple of questions that we've had come in over email and or phone. So thanks so much for taking the time out just to have a chat with us. So what I'd recommend you do now is, if people want to register for the Soft Tissue Therapy Conference, is to go to the website softtissuetherapyconference.com.au for the 7th and 8th of November. Get out there and see Jeff Murray in all his glory, and you'll come out a much better therapist after spending an hour or two with him. So we'll really look forward to seeing you there, Jeff, and I'm so glad that you're able to hang around on Saturday night and come out and have some beer. All right,
well, I can promise everyone there'll be very to no theory and all hands-on, all practical.
Fantastic. That's why you get all the accolades then.
And looking forward to a beer too, mate.
Yes. All right. Thanks so much, Jeff. I'll speak with you soon.
See ya. See you at the conference. Cheers. Yes.